Hey everybody, Greg Denning here, the author and creator of the 5 Fundamental Factors for a Fantastic Life. This is video number 3 of the bonus videos I promised to send you. Now remember, the first one was to recalibrate. And I hope you've done that, and I hope you're doing that. It's something we do consistently. We're always going to make course corrections. So don't get a complex, don't get a bent out of shape as you continually make course corrections, and that's just part of going through life. There'll be different stages, different times, and a season for all things. So you're constantly making course corrections and improving. Number 2 was to reduce, to simplify. I hope you've made those decisions, and you know that can be consistent too, because we often as people just acquire more stuff and take on more things, and so it's good every few months just to go, okay, time for a reduction, a cleansing in our home and our family life. Now, number 3 is rituals. Okay, and this is huge. These could be called routines, but a ritual is even more sacred, more special than a routine. And these are family rituals. These are things you set up that become part of your family traditions and definitely a part of your family culture. Now, we really expound on this in our fantastic Family Fridays. And so make sure you get into that and get those emails and those videos and get into that whole course there of Fantastic Family Fridays, where we really expound in specific ways on the rituals and on all these steps and principles, specific things you can do as a family to really strengthen that family culture and keep your family from falling apart. Now, in this brief video, I just want to share a few rituals that really make a difference. And here's why. You know, there's so much outside influence. There's so much influence from outside the home and too little influence inside the home. And children most often are spending hours and hours and hours with peers and with teachers and with media and with all these other things, these other influences in their lives, and often shaping what they think and believe and the way they're going to live their lives, and kind of social conditioning, cultural conditioning, where we want to set up a real family culture. All those things are good and can be really great, but it needs to be proportionate. You know, parents are off at work and have that influence. And so we got all these outside influences, all this time from different places. We need to be really deliberate and intentional about setting up family rituals that establish family culture, where, you know, that time we have with each other is precious. And it needs to be high quality. Now, we have the blessing, we have every meal together as a family. I just love it. We get to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner together, and we really capitalize on those. For a lot of you, it may be breakfast and dinner. Try to get at least those 2 as a whole family. And I know you're busy, and I know there's kids all over, but make the effort. Get up a little earlier so you can sit down and have a good breakfast together. And make sure you're together. Move schedules if you have to. Do whatever you have to do so you can be together for dinner. And make those a ritual. Not that you're just there eating together, but that your conversations are fantastic. And so these conversations, you take them to another level. And you're asking great questions and you're discussing great ideas. You know, we often read together at meal times. We often discuss things we've learned or are learning, our goals. We ask the children questions to get input, to learn about those other outside influences, the things that are coming into their lives we need to know, and say, hey, that's a great one. And you know, what you're seeing and experiencing isn't that great. That's not something you want in your life. Look at the results it's bringing. And so it's a great time. We often memorize together. We'll take a great poem or a great scripture or a great idea, we'll memorize it and we'll discuss it. It's a great time to tell stories if you got younger children and older children. Great stories, inspiring stories. And so you can make those meal times sacred family times as part of that family ritual. Other family rituals that we have are our morning rituals on an individual level. Because remember, the best thing you can do for your family is to make the most of yourself. And so if you work harder on yourself than you do on anything else, then it'll bring more power and energy to your family and more goodness. So have a personal morning ritual where you're studying and exercising, you're writing, you're thinking, you're praying and meditating, where you're being present, right? And really digging in, examining yourself, exploring those 5 major facets of a great life, which are physical, mental, social, emotional, spiritual. And you're working on those consistently. Then as a morning ritual, you as a family are reading together, discussing great ideas, incorporating that breakfast together, praying together, and just getting your day going in the right direction, right? Doing the things that matter most together. Our evening ritual, just quickly, includes reading. I always read to the kids from great books every night before bed. And what a great family ritual to be together in the evenings, to prepare ourselves. So we start the day together on the right path. We end the day together just in that peaceful family. You get ready for bed, which will set the tone for sleeping and for the next day. And so we read great books, we discuss great ideas, and we're creating great experiences, which is another family ritual. Be intentional about creating memorable and meaningful experiences as a family, where you go out and you serve together and you make a difference in somebody's lives together. You create together, you build something together, you produce something great. You live meaningful lives together as a family, and you're intentional about it, bringing your children along, getting them involved, doing things that matter. And if you create these rituals as a family, it creates these great, strong bonds and binds you together as a family, creates memories that will last for a lifetime, and will set up habits. And these same rituals will carry over into the lives of your children. So think, what are the things we want to do as a family that we want our children to do when they have their own families? What are the things that are going to bring real, deep value and strength into our home, and a positive energy and a spirit that are going to strengthen them? And these are the things we do consistently every day. And we set that up, and we don't allow exceptions, very, very few exceptions, to the rituals we establish. And wherever we are in the world, if we're out traveling, if we're visiting friends and neighbors, if it's a weekend or a weekday, if we're during the school year on in vacation breaks, whatever it is, we always do the rituals. That's where the strength is, right? It's something we always do. And so your children grow up saying, well, that's just part of our life. That's part of our family culture. Our family just does that. That's the way it is. Now, if you haven't done it and you're starting new, there might be some kickbacks and wondering, hey, why are we doing this? And help them see the vision and the strength. And once it becomes a habit, once it becomes a routine and then a ritual, and it becomes a part of who we are, it's awesome. It'll give so much strength to your family, and this will be huge in preventing your family from falling apart. So make sure your precious time together is high quality. Make sure it has a purpose and a focus, so that you set up these important rituals, these sacred times, these sacred habits that you do consistently, and that are always guiding you toward a bigger goal, a greater objective. They have an aim to keep your family together and take it to the next level. I promise this will transform your family and create a fantastic family culture. Reach upward.